Have you noticed that the BMW F850gs is no longer on the website? Yep, they just replaced it with the 850gs. Yep, we're going to give you the top reasons why they got rid of the 800, because it's probably better. We're going to get into it. We're going to talk about it on the Rant and Ride.
Look what happened. I woke up in a big old pile of money. Hey, all you KTM guys, come on, I'm Team Warren. Don't think I'm coming down on you. I, on the other hand, and you on the other hand, and a lot of people on the other hand, why don't we have a 450? As a competitor, do a lot of ice. But here's my thinking.
Hey guys, Joe here, 690ADV, 690 Garage, 690ADV.com. How's everybody doing? Rant and Ride? Yeah. Get the old bike fired up. Yeah. Hey, don't forget, decals are back on. Registrations are always on. Get in there, sign up, 690ADV.com, right down there. And yeah, get in there. You can't win unless you're in. So make sure that you do it. Go check it out and register today. 690ADV.com. Rant and Ride, BMW 800. I used to own one. Heck, I did a video on it. On my 800 GSA. I no longer have it. I sold it to an awesome guy that lives in Montana. He works for the Park and Recreations up there, and super cool dude. Flew down to Dallas-Fort Worth, picked it up, and rode it literally halfway across the country, and shot me an email or a text after he got back and told me how fantastic the bike was, and it was everything he thought it would be. But anyway, why would they get rid of such a fantastic bike? I mean, it really was a good bike for what it was, okay? This is a big adventure bike, or a bigger adventure bike, and it's proven. It's a proven bike. All you GS guys out there, if you are out there and you want to tell us why you love your 800 GS and what it does for you, down there in the comments, man, I really appreciate it, because other guys love to read that stuff and feed off of it, and it helps, you know, other riders out on decisions that may help them in the buying situation, or maybe just, you know, just to get some just generic information about that motorcycle. But why, if you go to the BMW website, did they get rid of the 800? Well, they just came out with the 850. The 850 is the new staple for BMW. That's what it is. That's what they have, and that's what you're going to have to get. Now, you may be able to go and pick up a GS 800, and you probably get a pretty good deal, since they're starting to move those out, and the 850 is going to be the new bike for BMW from here on out, from what I can tell. And what I want to do is I want to get into the good, and then I'm going to get into the bad of the bike. You know, every bike has a bad side to it. It's never, ever, ever perfect. It doesn't matter what bike you get. But the BMW F850 GS, you know what? I wanted to hate it. I'll tell you what, the more I dug into it and the more I got my information, you know what? I didn't hate it so much. And I owned a GS. I'm a GSX owner, and I had it for several years, and I love that bike, and I put tens of thousands of miles on that bike. And this 850, you know what? The only part that I don't like about this 850 so far is, why did we not get some of these cool things that they put on the bike? Some of it already had, but a lot of it did not. First thing is, guess what? New motor. They put a new inline twin in it, and they put it at a different slant. So guess what? The way that it's set up has a different sound. It has a different grunt level to it. It makes it sound more kind of an aggressive bike, you know? And I've listened to it. It sounds pretty cool, man. I'm not going to lie to you. It sounds pretty cool. Not only that, they bumped the horsepower up. I felt they could have got more horsepower out of that engine, but what they did with the horsepower, I think they did it right. They really only bumped it up 5 real horsepower to 95 horsepower, or 90 horsepower. They say you can squeeze 95 at, what is that, 10,000, redlining it before it almost blows up. But at 8,000 RPM, they say it's at 90 horsepower, so 5 horsepower. But with that horsepower, the way they have it set up, they changed the way that that engine is working, and guess what? It has less vibration. So it's going to ride smoother. So when you're on the highway, it's going to do a whole lot better on the highway with the way that they basically worked that transmission and that engine. So it's just going to be a lot more enjoyable to ride on the longer rides. Not only that, they changed the lows. and they changed the highs on that bike. So they did the lows, and what they did, they made the low lower, which basically makes that bike more responsive on the throttle side for off-road, which is really what you want. If you're thinking that you need throttle and you give it throttle and it's not there, anybody that rides off-road, like when I'm in my KTM, from the CRF, or any of these bikes, even the BMW, it had some issues. So it'd be interesting to find out how these bikes do in the dirt. But from what everyone's saying, it's doing a lot better than the 800. It's a lot more responsive on the low. And then what they did on the high side is they made the highs a lot better and a lot more not so revier, that it smooths out at the higher RPMs. And I can tell you, as an ex-GS owner, whenever the bike would get up in the 6th gear range at around about probably 6,000, 7,000, it get real buzzy. And it's not bad, you know, for a twin, but they say they pretty much limited that. They put two, I forget what they call it, they're on the engine to, they're like dampeners to make the engine less buzzy. So, and that's pretty cool. The 800, the GS, it came with some of the standard features that you can get, because remember, you can buy these bikes in different levels. They come in 2 different, you know, buy packages that BMW likes to do. It's like a standard and then like a premium. But the nice thing is they come with heated grips, which is really cool. But some of the newer stuff that they have, supposedly the ABS is a lot better with the switchable on and off. And they have cruise control now. Really? Really? They got cruise control now, like the 1200s? Why couldn't they put that on the 800? But guess what? We're going to get to MSRPs here in just a little bit, and it's not like they're gouging now. So you'll be probably fairly shocked at the MSRPs on the bike versus what the 800 was when I bought mine, because it wasn't cheap. Make no mistake, BMW, you know what I'm saying? BMW, you know what it stands for? Bring more width, and what that means is money. So, but anyway, yeah, they got cruise control, the keyless fobs now. You put the key in your pocket. You don't have to have your key in the ignition or any of that type of stuff. Very cool. Whenever you are just get off the bike, turn the key off, and now everything's deactivated. You know, you don't have to sit there and fumble with the key. You can just leave it in your jacket pocket, which is really, really cool, because it's kind of a pain sometimes to take a key, put it in out. And I get it. Some guys are 690, whatever. It's that. But yeah, the keyless key fob it's pretty darn cool. I think it's pretty cool. Comes with 2 display modes. It comes with the standardized, which is the computerized screen like you normally would see, you know, speedo, and then you got the RPM gauge and the basic stuff that shows you if the heated grips are on and all that other stuff. But it also comes with the TFT that you can upgrade to, which has Bluetooth in it now. Very cool, man, because now you can connect your phone to it, your GPS and all that other stuff, and hook it up to your Sena or Sena, however you want to pronounce it, tomato, and very cool. And get your phone on there too, so you can make phone calls and all that type of stuff. Very, very, very cool. I think that's neat. Another thing that I think they really got right, which is really cool, is they went to a cross-spoke pattern on their tires, 21-inch front, 17-inch rear, tubeless. They are tubeless now. Very, very cool, because now you don't have to carry tubes, and it's provided that you don't just sit there and destroy the tire out. You just bring a patch kit, you know, pow, you know, bring you a little air compressor or just a high pressure pump, and you know what, you are off to the races. You don't have to sit there and worry about taking the tire off and the tube and all that stuff, and then having to put the tire bucket out. That's kind of half the fun, but you don't have to do that now, because it is a tubeless tire. So that's really pretty cool. And they also come with the golded rims, which are kind of the rally style. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of cool. I'm kind of nerdy when it comes to that stuff. I think it looks really, really pretty cool. They upgraded the clutch. It's got a slipper clutch now, just like the KTM. Very cool. One finger. You can sit there and shift that thing with one finger now. Super, super easy. It's nice. And not only that, when you're up in gears and you downshift, if anybody has been riding for a long time, you know that if you're in a higher gear and you don't have a slipper clutch and you basically go down one gear too many, you get basically back gear chirp. And if you're on dirt, that will wake you up in a hurry, because you can basically have your back end basically slide out, and it's mildly terrifying, to be quite honest with you. So, but that's kind of cool that they put that in there, and with the one finger, that's just nice. That's less fatigue on the hands, and it's real nice. And they also, like I said, with the response with the engine from the throttle itself, much better response to the rear tire. Off-road really is what it's about. It's about off-road. It's really about off-road, and that makes it really pretty cool, because when you're off-road, especially if you're in sand or something like that, you really need to make sure if you need that throttle time or you need that response, it is there, and that bike giddy-ups and it goes, and it works when you pull the throttle. It's a 6-speed, electronically fuel injected, shocker. I mean, it's a BMW. The ground clearance, which is pretty cool, it's more than 10 inches of clearance now, which is really nice. So on the off-road, you're going to have a whole lot more clearance. It's at like 9.8 inches from 8.5. And that's pretty good when you're off-road and you're having to clear rocks or stumps or something like that. Now, depending on how big it is that you're clearing, you know, most generalized stuff, guess what? No problem. You're going to get over it. No problem. You're not going to bottom out, and you don't have to worry about denting your plate or have any fear of actually smashing that pan and damaging any of the underparts of your bike, which is really kind of nice, because an inch of clearance is really a big deal. It's a big deal. Brembo Brakes now on there, which is real nice. Brembos, I just think, are the best. They're very responsive. They're on the 690 KTM. I love it. When you want to stop, guess what? You stop. No doubt about it. It's got the Gear Shift Assist Pro or something like that, they're calling it. What that is basically it's clutchless shifting. Now, this is not a recluse, all right? It's not a recluse where you can basically just stop the bike with the front or back brake, and you can be in 4th gear, and the engine just goes bop, 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 and it still runs. The bike will stall on you if you're in 3rd gear. But once you're out of 1st gear, guess what? You can basically shift gears without pulling in the clutch. Up and down, up and down. Rally racers do that stuff a lot, and it makes it nice, and it's not going to harm the clutch box. And it's really cool because you can put more time into your concentration when you're riding. It's really for off-road, and you can, it's in a way it can be safer for some riders because they don't have to sit there and concentrate and worry about feathering a clutch. And I know, oh man, you know what, real riders, I get it, guys, if you've been riding a long time, that you like to use the clutch. I like to use the clutch, but you know what? Some people don't. Some people do not like to do that. Guess what? Here's one of the biggest things that I think that they nailed on this bike, and I mean nailed it. You short riders, 31-inch seat height all the way to 35. You can pretty much customize that bike in that range. How freaking cool is that, man? I mean, you can literally just make that bike work. You can make it work, I mean, for whatever you want. This is a short rider's dream that wants to get into a large ADV or adventure bike. The BMW F850gs nailed it. Nailed it. Got the seat height right. 4 gallons of gas. I don't think they nailed that very much, you know. I'm going to talk about the bad here in about 2 seconds. I'm not sure that they nailed it on that part of it. But, you know, 4 gallons of gas, they say with the change of the motor and the way that they modified it, that it actually gets 2 miles per gallon better than the GS800. And that's not bad. But remember, well, we'll get into that in just a second. If you disagree with anything that I'm saying, let me know. Tell me all about it. Just get in there and comment. Trust me, everybody does, you know. But I like to have my ducks in a row most of the time. But I do get it wrong. I do get it wrong, and you guys definitely let me know about it for sure. Anyway, here's the problem that I have with the 850. First thing, really, BMW, they're not cheap. And you put all these nice parts on there, and you do all these nice things for that bike. And the one thing that you put, and it's one of the most vulnerable spots on the bike, you put that crap crappy plastic skid plate. Really? Get rid of the plastic skid plate. We want aluminum or we want metal. My God, it's a big adventure bike. Guys are going to want to take it off-road. Get rid of that chintzy plastic plate. It's a piece of crap. And I said it in one of my other videos. I'm going to put it all up there. Get rid of it. Get another one. If you have an 800 and you kept that plastic chintzy skid plate, let me know how well it worked for you. Because I want to know. Because I ripped mine off immediately because I think it's a piece of garbage. If I can twist it with my hands, I'm not ever going to get out in the thick and use that skid plate. Not going to happen, brothers. Not going to happen. 500, 4 pounds, curb, wet weight. 504. Hey, that's not that bad, right? Yeah. Well, it is when the 800 was 456. Do the math on that. That's 48 pounds, people. 48 pounds difference for 50 cc's. I think the 850 should have standed for 50 pounds lighter is what it should have said. 50 pounds lighter, man. Are you kidding me? So the difference is 48 pounds. So basically it went up in weight with not a whole lot more power. 5 horsepower. You know, I mean, why could they have not have taken the 800 and just called it the new F800? You know, but I get it. It's not reinvented if you do that. But it's 48 pounds heavier. I just think that they missed that. I don't agree with that. I think it's wrong. What do you think? I think that weight just kind of puts it in the dumb category. That puts it in an adventure. I know my GSA 800 was 515. And yeah, I mean, you're talking, what is that? That's 10 pounds. 10 pounds. I'm not buying it. So anyway, if you disagree or if you think the weight is okay, you know, let me know about it. But I think they missed that big time. I really do. I really think they missed it. And let's get on to the fuel. The fuel is what? 4 pounds, not bad. But the 800 is 4.2. Now, I get it. It's going to get better gas mileage or it's going to get this or that. But that 0.2 gallons, are you trying to tell me that 0.2 gallons, the difference is not going to be a ton with the 2 miles over miles per gallon? And if you strap on a small little bit of gas, then bibbidi-bibbidi-boo, but whatever. Anyway, long story short, those are the only 3 things I found bad with it. And I just think that, you know, they could have reinvented the F800. I really do. But I get it. It's not as cool. But you tell me what you think. What do you think about that 850? Did BMW get it right? I personally think they did. I think they got it right. And it's a cool bike. And the MSRPs are within literally like $1,000 of each other of what last year's bike was to the 850. You're looking at around the 15,000 mark. Everything's on screen. You know that. And it really is. You're going to start out around 15, and then if you want to bump up to the premium package and all the extra beeps and whistles, it's about $2,000 more. So, you know, it's pretty standard for BMW. But at the end of the day, you got to pay to play. That's the way it is. And guys that own BMWs love them. But that BMW F850gs, pretty cool bike. I wanted to hate it. I didn't. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it. I dug into it and I got the info and thought it was pretty cool. Hey, you know what? If you guys like what you hear, give us a thumbs up. Really, give us a thumbs up and give us the comments. Let us know because you usually do. And I appreciate you. I thank you for your time and I thank you for everything that you guys do. Don't forget, 698AV.com. Go sign up, get in to win. And you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I appreciate you. And be safe out there. Find your adventure. 690, we love you. Have a fantastic day. 690 out.